Hi, good evening, everyone. We'll start the session now. Let us see. My last class we discussed about the first topic of the introduction to software testing. In introduction to software testing, these are the topics we covered so far. So, what is software testing? In simple, we can say software testing performed to ensure client requirements in developed software. The advantage of software testing, it will help to deliver reliable software to the customer. It will help to deliver a bug-free software to the customer. It will help to stay in business for software company point of view. It will reduce maintenance cost for a project. So these are the advantages of the software testing. Then difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure. The any mistakes which we identified in source code of the application or programs level that we are going to call error, such as syntax errors, logical errors. Defect. What is defect means? It is a deviation between expected to actual results in AUT. Actual results in AUT. AUT means application under test. So generally, not in the code level, in a page level, any deviation identified between expected to actual results, then it is called AUT application under test. We identified that we are going to call defect. Whereas a defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. But here, as a test engineer, your goal is in organization level to identify the defects. Whenever those defects are resolved, the software quality improves. Whenever software quality improves, client satisfies. Whenever client satisfies, your company will get the good reputation in the market, so that more orders, more business we can do. Okay. So now, as a test engineer, whenever we identify the defects, we are not the responsible to solve the defects. So defects once we identified, we report to the developers. Developers will do the review on the defects. If developers once confirmed your defects which are identified, those are called bugs. In simple, confirmed defects or valid defects only we call as bugs it is. Then failure, whenever defects are reached to the end user, when defects are reached to the end user, then it is called failure software. Whenever defects are reached to the end user, then it is called failure software. Okay, like this. Some of the major activities in software company also we discussed. such as coding. What is the meaning of coding? Writing the programs using either programming or scripting languages. Writing the programs using either programming or scripting languages in order to develop the software is called coding. Now, once application developed, so that will be given to the separate testing team where test engineers are going to validate the application as per the client requirements. That is called testing it is. While testing, you may identify any deviations or defects. Then we are going to intimate to the developers that kind of activity we call as defect reporting. Then bug fixing means modifying source code of the application in order to solve the defects is called bug fixing. These are the different kind of major activities are there. But as a test engineer, we do testing and we do defect reporting. Debugging means what is that? Once you report a defects developers will analyze the source code. Developers will analyze the source code in order to identify root cause for a defect. In order to identify root cause for a defect. That is the activity where we call debugging, we are going to call. Then modifying source code of application in order to solve the defects is called bug fixing we are going to say. Okay. Then types of software testing. In general, we have the two kind of testing approaches to validate the application. One is called manual testing. Other one is called automation testing. So what is the meaning of manual testing? Without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with the application. Test engineer directly interact the application to verify actual behavior while performing operations. Without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with the application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. Types of software testing. In general, organization follows two types of approaches to validate application. They are first one manual testing. The second one is called automation testing. There are the two kind of approaches we have to go for the software testing. The first one which we have the manual testing. Sir, what is this manual testing? We can say like this. Without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. Without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. You don't use any other software. Directly you interact with the application. But whenever we go for the uh, manual testing, we prepare test cases. For manual testing, we prepare test cases and those are used to validate application. For manual testing, we prepare test cases and those are used to validate application. So what is this test case? Test case describes validation procedure of a specific requirement in application. Particular functionality. How do you want to test? Described by the our test case. Who is going to prepare these things? As a test engineer, you are the responsible to prepare the test cases. As a test engineer, we are the responsible to prepare the test cases. Now, if I go for the application like this, I have the next button. To validate this next button, so see my example. I want to write the test case. Write test case to verify next button in Gmail login page. Write test case to verify next button in a Gmail login page. So how to write the test case here? Step number, step description, expected result, step 1. I'm writing the procedure. I want to click on next button. Without entering email, without entering email. What is the expected result? Error message should pop up. Then step 2. Enter your email. Then click on next. So what is the expectation here? Here also error message should pop up. Step 3. Enter bad email. Then click on next. Click on next. The expectation here, ask for password. Like this, we are going to write the steps in a test case. Now I will going to show to you how we can go for the manual testing. What I said manual testing means without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application. Test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations. Now see, what is the first step I have? Click on next button without entering the email. Now I'm going to the operation here. Without entering the email, I'm going to click on the next. What happened here? Error message displayed. Error message displayed. Now what I need to do, at the time of execution, another two columns you have to maintain. Actual result. So what is the actual result here? Error message displayed. Then what is the status of the step we have to write? Step status. Pass or fail is passed because what we expecting application also responded such a way. So it is passed. If I go for the second step, enter invalid email. I go for the some invalid mail ID. I'm going to enter like this. Click on next. Again error message. So here also what happened? Error message displayed. Passed. Next. Enter valid email. Then click on next. Now I'm trying to enter the valid mail ID I'm giving. Click on next. See what happened here. Is it asking for the password? Yes, it is. Password field displayed. It is also password. Like this. Okay. So finally, my test is passed. I'm going to say. This way, when we do testing, this is called manual testing. Very simple. So test cases in plain English, we are going to write how to test. Once we got the application, such a way we do operations, verify the actual behavior of the application. Basically, we are going to say test status is pass or fail. This is what manual testing process. This is called manual testing. Okay, but what is the disadvantage of this kind of manual testing? Major disadvantage will be time taking. Time taking it is. see more diagrammatically, as a test engineer, first we are going to prepare the test cases. As per the test cases, we do operation on application, observe the behavior. Based on we are going to provide the status, pass or fail. Okay. Now same thing, if I want to go for the automation testing. Now see automation testing is. This time, as a test engineer, directly we are not interacting with application. We develop the automation test script. We develop the automation test script by using the tool and I run the script. It is your tool is going to interact with the application, observe the behavior. Based on that, it will tool is going to provide the test result in terms of pass or fail. Okay, that is called automation testing. In simple, any task or activity, any task or activity performed with help of the tool or programs is called automation. Suppose if you use calculator to perform the arithmetic operations, comes under automation. Here calculator is a tool. Calculator is a tool it is. Now same way, automating human activities, automating human activities in order to validate the application. In order to validate the application is called automation testing. So any task activity performed with the help of tool or programs is called automation. Example, if I go for scenario, I find the multiplication of 5 with 9. Directly by seeing this, I said 45. So I can go for some Java program I can run and base output I can say it is 45. Or if I use calculator to find the values, 45. But here, first one only manual, remaining comes under automation. Such a way, automating human activities, automating human activities in order to validate the application is called automation testing. But different probabilities are there to do the automation testing. Using programming language, using scripting language, scripting languages, are using some third-party tools like QTP or EFT. So Selenium, Task or Test Complete, QRN. Like this, various tools are available in the market. We can use any one of the tool. But whenever we go for the tool here, we need to develop the automation test script. Some programs you have to write. Suppose you are working with the QTP or EFT, then we have to go for the VB script we have to use to write the programs. Suppose you are using Tosca means TQL, Tosca Query Language. Okay, different tools. Now, sir, okay, introduction to software testing completed. Finally, what we have to know here. So, what are the skill set required for the test engineer. If you want to get a job as a test engineer, what type of skill set required? Nowadays, the mandatory skills. No, you should have the knowledge on manual testing concepts. You can have knowledge on manual testing concepts. Next one, knowledge on any one of the automation tool like Selenium. Nowadays, it is one of the mandatory. You have to learn the Selenium also. Okay. First, here, knowledge of manual testing, knowledge of any one of the automation tool, Selenium. Then one defect reporting tool knowledge also required, like Jira. That's a mandatory skill set. Apart that, if we have some knowledge on manual testing concepts, so, so database concepts also, and API testing add advantage, not mandatory. So that is a skill set. So nowadays, 3 years or 5 years or 8 years of experience, this type of skill set required. And only your resume going to shortlist. Only manual testing, I want to get a job is nowadays difficult. So you should have the automation knowledge also. Okay, that is the class for us today. So thank you, and I don't know how many of you register for tomorrow. We don't have the class. Monday we'll have the session. So the link is going to be changes for the classes. Try to register and send the please bear screenshot to me also to add you into the group. Okay. That's the class for us. Monday will continue session. Thank you. Bye.